Hi, I'm Rerides. I'm back from a couple weeks off. Let's get into it. This is week 2, Saturday, 9th of January 2021. First off, just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's been supporting me for the last few months since getting back to this. Been great to see we've picked up a few more followers. Of course, if you're not following us, subscribe to the channel with notifications on and you'll receive all the videos as they come out. With a few weeks off, there's a lot to do. So we're going to take a look at all the bikes that sold from my watch list, or at least a few of them anyway. Might not get through them all. So let's jump over to eBay. We'll skip through them pretty quickly. First up, we've got a TNT. This is probably an early 2000s model. Chinese made. They're not a great bike. Take all the parts off it. This one sold for $83 with 2 bids. New School Redline Rome. This one sold with 1 bid for $50. We featured this Diamondback Hot Streak in the previous video. It ended up selling for $152.50 in the US with 26 bids. Again, another one we had in last video was this General Lee 24. It sold here in Australia for $227.50. A 1981 Kuwahara KZ1 also sold in December. Nice chrome frame, sold for $912. We also had a 99 Mongoose Expert. This one's listed as a 97, but it is actually a 99 model. Complete, fairly original, sold in Australia for $380 with 18 bids. This 98 Mach 1 also sold in early December. It went for $345 in the US with 36 bids. This one fetched a pretty good price. This is a 1982 Repco Hotfoot made by Giant. These are a kind of staple of early Australian BMX. This one's the X Gusset. It sold with 1 bid for $900. There was also this late 70s or very early 80s MX3 frame and fork. This is a blue one. If you take a look through my videos, I just cleaned up a nice red one. This one sold in the US for $561 or $724 Australian. These Quicksilvers will always do well. This one is a frame and fork, and I think it's got a couple of other parts with it. Looks like it's got a new powder coat on it. So it's a 1980 model, cranks. This one sold for $1,160. Another early Aussie BMX. This one's a Road King, apparently a team model, so it's probably Chromo or something, not sure. 84 model. This one sold with 1 bid for $85. Quite a few bikes sold in early December, including this Hoffman Flash. I think it's a 99 model. We may have featured this in one of the earlier videos. It sold for $255 with 8 bids. Doesn't get much better than this one. GT Interceptor frame. Very rough, but only sold for $45 with 1 bid in the US. Shipping was pretty good too at $99. Slightly newer GT. This is a Jamie Bestwick. I think it's around a 2001 or 2002. Looks like frame only. $45 in the US with 1 bid, and it's sold. We definitely showed this Mongoose 2001, 2002-ish, sold for $255 with 23 bids. Looks like now's the time to sell your Hotfoot. This particular one is a 24-inch Hotfoot Cruiser, 84, 85 or 86. It sold with 3 bids for $660. This old school Diamondback Viper frame only sold in the US for $167.50 with 33 bids. Early December, this one also sold. This is a 99 Menace. Been left out. Decal's been taken off or torn. This one sold here in Australia for $168.50 with 20 bids. 2002 Mongoose Pro Stylist has had a few things changed on it. This one sold again here in Australia for $560 with 10 bids. This one's a new school, don't know the year, Diamondback Viper, typical of this sort of bike. Probably could buy this in Kmart or Target. It sold for $36 with 11 bids. Another Mongoose Pro from around 2000 to 2002. Not sure on the model. It sold for $122.50 with 6 bids. This relatively rough looking Haro Revo, probably a 98-ish, sold for $565 with 33 bids. This one is a 2000 Mongoose Menace Cruiser, pretty solid bike. It sold for $364 with 5 bids. Not sure on the model of this. Mid-80s Mongoose, could be an M1 Expert Californian. Forks are pretty rare to find on these and always sell for quite a bit. This is a 1988 model. It sold for $360.59 with 41 bids. It's good to see some new school bikes. This one is a Fit Pro. It sold in the US for $102.50 with 11 bids. This Big Ripper caught my eye. Very popular bike, 2018 model. Did very, very well. This sold for about what it was probably bought for, $890 US with 33 bids. Not bad. This is a mid-90s Haro Group 1. It's a ZI 97 ZI. Sold for $158.50 with 20 bids. This Mongoose Menace has sold a couple times. This sale, it fetched $120 with 19 bids. 2000 Mongoose Motivator. This one sold for $150 with 14 bids. I'd certainly like to have one of these in my collection. Wouldn't mind one that was a little more original. It's a Mongoose 2.4 24-inch cruiser, 1982. It sold for $1,950 with 35 bids, which is relatively cheap for one of these. This is listed as a Tange Hot Heart. However, this one definitely has the Shimano 5000 decal still on it. Tange made. It sold for $474 with 15 bids. This one's another very early 80s Redline MX3. This one did well. As you can see, it's got a couple of very desirable parts on it. The original Brute stem. It sold mid-December for $1,435 with 14 bids. Don't see too many of this. It's a Mongoose Outer Limit, very similar to a Motivator frame, most likely late 90s. Sold here in Australia for $200 with 1 bid. Thought this one was a pretty good pickup too. This is an 85 Redline Pro Styler RL20. The forks on these things are rare as, impossible to find, and you're paying upwards of $600, $700 just for the fork. So for this one, it sold for $810 or $1,045 with 18 bids, both frame and fork. Not a bad pickup if you ask me. This is an Orion Freestyler. It sold for $660 with 30 bids. Another basic Australian old school BMX. This one is a Northern Star, $108.50 with 8 bids. These are a bit of fun to do up. So here is another 24-inch Hotfoot cruiser. This one's the 87. It's got the smoke chrome frame. The smoky chrome layer peeled off and scratched and ended up looking horrid. As you can see, the price difference between this one compared to the other one that sold. This one sold for $165.50 with 9 bids. This mid-school later 90s Diamondback Venom sold for $367 with 21 bids. 97 Mongoose Expert Pro Cruiser. This one looks pretty original condition. Bars have been switched out. This one sold for $277 in the US with 38 bids. 2007 GT Mach 1. They've got twin down tubes. Quite unique for 2007. This one, however, only sold for $80.90 with 9 bids. This is a mid-school Redline Freestyle. I'm not sure on the exact model on this, 240 or something like that. This one sold for $501 with 21 bids. This one's quite nice, GT Performer. I think this one's an early 90s, 94-ish, 93, 94, something like that. It sold for $510 with 5 bids. This one is a 99 Mongoose Sniper, sold for $283.86. I believe this is a 98 or 99 Redline FS840. This one sold for $600 with 2 bids. I find a lot of GT dynos are doing well, both in the freestyle and in the race bikes. This one did pretty well for itself. It is a little rough, but it sold for $255 with 4 bids. This Harrow Supra DLX from '99 has been ravaged of pretty much all of its parts. It sold for $275 with 2 bids. This is, I think, a 98 GT Performer, sold here in Australia late December, just before Christmas, for $252 with 15 bids. This Hoffman Condor sold more recently on the 6th of January. This one looks pretty original. I have replacement decals for these if this one is yours and you're looking to restore it. It sold for $1,125 with 7 bids. I'm definitely glad this one sold, stopped me from buying it. 99, I think, Harrow Monocoque, beautiful frame. This one sold for $1,500 with 1 bid. Yep, there you go, 99 model. This 2000 Motivator sold just the other day for $125.50. This Harrow TR 2.1 green one with some plastic tufts sold for $107.50 with 3 bids. And the very last bike, which sold last night, is a 2000 Mongoose Motivator, another one. This one in chrome. The chrome will always do better than the painted models. This one sold for $325 with 13 bids. Alright, so that's it for Bye Bye Bike. Now we're going to have a very quick look at what's coming up for sale. A GT Performer, an 87 model. It's currently got 29 minutes and 5 seconds left, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Currently going for $455 with 23 bids in the US. This one I've been watching is a 2000 Mongoose Hooligan in the metallic orange. This one is currently selling for $153.50 and it has 3 hours left. Here's a Mongoose Stranger Things special edition. These came out a couple of years ago. This one is selling for $510 with 10 bids. Another one of the twin top tube GT Mach 1s. This one's selling in Australia and it's currently getting $70.38 and it has 2 days and 6 hours to go. This 96 Mongoose Menace. I know it's a 96 because it's got the red decals on it. Lots of rust. Looks like it's been well ridden, which is great. This one is currently fetching $202.50 and it has 3 days to go. These things are bizarre. This is an Allanax TRB 100. It is supposed to be a BMX. I'm not entirely convinced of it. Some kind of strange freestyle contraption. You pedal both pedals kind of the same time. I'm not 100% sure. Very much a weird 80s contraption. I mean, it's a bizarre bike. Currently selling for $930 with 28 bids and it has 3 days left. And that's where we leave it. Thanks for watching. Hope it wasn't too long for you. I know it was a fair bit to get through this week, first week back. But anyway, give us a like and subscribe to the channel. Hopefully you enjoy these videos. I'll be trying to make a whole heap of different content as well this year. So thanks very much. See you next week.